So I'm going to show you guys what settings I use on my champion. So for this part, I actually like to have quick cast on everything. I pretty much change a couple of these bindings though. I like having my trinket on 7, it's just an habit. And for this, I usually have it off. It's pretty important because it can actually change how your skill shots are like thrown. So even though I have this on quick cast, I still want to have an option so that I can have my abilities be normal casts. So that's still really important. So I usually bind it like shift. The normal stuff is usually pretty good. Then in this setting, I have my side mouse button usually, so that if I self-cast like a shield, this ability, usually I also have it on like T. So if I need to self-cast either like a shield or a heal or something, then I can do it quickly without actually pressing it. This one's also pretty important because if you're diving like a champion or a tower, and if they're hiding behind the turret and you accidentally misclick, then it could be potentially really bad. The only other things I change here is this one, I changed it to just A. It's pretty convenient. And then for just the item shop, I changed it to N. It's just like a habit thing. So here are the video settings that I usually use. I normally have it on very high, so just maxed out. For some reason, I have colorblind mode also on. I'm not actually colorblind, but I just have it on. Frame rate, I put it at 144, and I usually put this as well, and character inking. Some people have it on, some people have it off, but if you do have the silhouettes, it can be useful in knowing where the actual champion is really, because where the shadows are, that's kind of where their hitbox is. So the actual interface, I don't like my HUD being that big, so 50 is a good size. Having the chat all maxed out is pretty good, and I pretty much have almost everything on here enabled. It's always good to know more. And the only other section I fool around with is probably the game section. I like having my mouse speed pretty low. It's generally better to have more accurate skill shots, but some people have different preferences. I don't usually ever move my camera with my keyboard, so I generally just use it with my mouse. Having it on 50 is pretty decent. I usually have fixed offset as well. This basically changes where the camera situates on you depending on if you're blue side or red side. So having it stay the same gives you, I guess, a better feeling about how the camera is normally always in the same place. So I don't usually have auto attack on because if you do, let's say you get like CC'd under turret and you start auto-attacking the enemy champion, then the enemy turret will start auto-attacking you, so that might not be beneficial. But it does have other cool things where, let's say you have auto-attack on and you're in a bush. If it's not warded, then you won't start auto-attacking. If it is warded, then you'll start auto-attacking. So it could also be a beneficial thing. So that was my settings. Hopefully that gave you a better insight on how I personally like my settings, and maybe it'll help you in kind of deciding what settings you want.